Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about assertiveness. Well, if you are somebody who's looking out for a job in the corporate industry, you need to make sure that you look and are presenting yourself to be an assertive individual. Companies like to hire people who are not passive or aggressive, but rather somebody who's an assertive person. Let's take a look at what is there in store for us by agenda today. Well, we will talk about what is assertiveness, reasons why people are not assertive, 6 ways in order to become more assertive as a person, benefits of assertiveness, and lastly we will take a look at the assertiveness triangle. So friends, what exactly do we mean by somebody who's an assertive person? Well, assertiveness means being able to stand up for yours as well as another person's right in a calm and a positive way, without either being aggressive or passively accepting what is wrong. Well, if you are somebody who stand up for your right in a very confident manner without really losing your cool or rather becoming angry and aggressive about it, as well as not being a submissive person, that means you're an assertive person. So what exactly is assertiveness? Assertiveness is the quality of being self-assured and confident without appearing to be aggressive. In the field of psychology and psychotherapy, it is a learnable skill and a mode of communication. So psychologists go ahead and say that assertiveness is a skill that can be learned. If you are somebody who you feel people take you for a ride, or somebody who shouts and screams and physically or even mentally or verbally abuse people, that means you're not an assertive person. And as I mentioned some time back, corporates today look for people who are assertive individuals. Hence, if you are not assertive, you can even learn the tips and techniques of becoming an assertive individual. Let's take a look at why or reasons why people are not being able to be assertive in today's time and age. Well, low self-esteem is one of the key reasons why people are not able to become assertive. Big responsibilities, so they have so much on their mind, they don't want to really hurt someone and they don't want to be on the bad side of somebody's, and hence they are not assertive. Stress, anxiety can also lead you to not be assertive. Past experiences, maybe they've had bad experiences in the past of not being able to be assertive, and hence that could be one reason. Somebody has a personality trait which kind of doesn't let them be assertive. So probably a little introvert as a person, or you like to be alone, not really being outgoing or friendly. That could also be a sign of not being able to be assertive. Now let's take a look at how people can become assertive. Well, I'm going to share with you 6 ways in which you can become assertive. Value yourself and your rights. Know what are your fundamental rights and know what are your viewpoints about things. Always stand up for your rights, not in an aggressive manner, but in a firm and polite manner. Voice your needs and wants in a confident manner. Well, if you do not ask it, you will never get it. And hence, it's important that ask whatever you want in this world in a confident manner, and trust me, you will definitely get that. Don't control other people's behavior. Well, being assertive does not mean that you have to literally be, pushing yourself onto others. Let others be and let them enjoy their freedom. At the same time, you cannot push someone's behavior or try to control someone's behavior. Express yourself in a positive way. Well, a part of being assertive is also being around people in a positive manner. People should like being around you, and hence that's an important aspect of being assertive, because you are always smiling and always having a wonderful vibe and energy around you. At the same time, people like approaching you because you're assertive. Always be open to criticism. If someone criticizes you, whether it's in a positive or a negative aspect, always take that criticism in a good way. A lot of times we humans love to hear positive feedback on ourselves. However, when somebody gives us a negative feedback or a criticism, we kind of become closed as individuals and are not ready to accept any kind of criticism. Hence, a part of being assertive also means let's be open to criticism, because that is something which will help you in developing yourself. Learn to say no. And how many times or how often has it happened that you always say yes to people and yes to situations and yes to things that they want you to do? Well, if you really want to say no, go ahead and say no. You don't always have to say yes to things. A part of being assertive is learn how to say no in a polite but a firm manner. Well, let's take a look at the scale of communication. On one side you have passive, on the other side you have aggressive. The balance is what assertiveness is all about. Well, passiveness is all about you being submissive and you being treated like a doormat, wherein you let others to win and you lose yourself. That is being passive. Aggressive, on the other end of the spectrum, is all about me, and a lot of me. So I like to win at the cost of others, and hence aggressive people are very dominating, are really people who are full of you rather than me, and they are always people who will physically, verbally abuse people in order to get their tasks done. Assertiveness is wherein you have a win-win situation. So I would like to win, as well as I would like to make sure that the other party also wins. So that's an assertive person, wherein you don't only think about yourself, you also think about the other person. Let's look at what are the benefits of being assertive. Well, assertiveness definitely helps you in high self-confidence. If you are somebody who's assertive as an individual, you are looked as a confident personality. It also helps you to recognize your feelings, so you're true to yourself rather than being fake to yourself and others. So you are genuinely a nice person. Earning respect is again one of the benefits of being an assertive person. Improved communication is also another benefit. Creating win-win situations. As mentioned a little while back, assertive people like to think win-win for both the parties. Better decision-making skills. If you are somebody who's an assertive person, definitely your decision-making and problem-solving, facilitation things will be very, very high charged. Honest relationships. People who have assertiveness as one of their ways of communicating definitely always have relationships which are very honest with people. And definitely the job satisfaction is there. So assertive people are more happier and satisfied in their respective careers and jobs. Now friends, let's take a look at the assertiveness triangle. On one hand of the pyramid, you have a passive way of communicating. On the other side you have aggressive, which is your aggressive kind of people. Now, area of no choice, definitely as you see the triangle at the base has most of people who are falling under passive and aggression style are people who have no choice in life. They given up and they they fall under area wherein they don't control their things and their feelings and their viewpoints. As you go higher up the pyramid, area of choice is what assertive people are all about. So assertive people know what has to be done. They also know what choices have to be exercised or what choices does not have to be exercised. So in fact, people who are assertive are people who know what they want and how they want to get it. Why people with assertiveness succeed? Well, it's a proven fact that if you are an assertive person, you are definitely on your way to success. Communicating with everyone is one of their aspects. They always have a good judgment about people, situations, etc. They also have excellent relationships and they always walk the talk. A leader is somebody who's always an assertive person, and hence they're people also who will definitely give an honest feedback and also take an honest feedback. Well, to conclude this particular module on assertiveness, it's very important to understand if you want to become a leader in your respective field or if you want to get into the job environment, make sure that you're somebody who's an assertive person. Now that is a skill which can be learned with a little bit of patience and with a lot of practice. Well friends, I do hope you have enjoyed listening to this particular video on assertiveness, and please go on and practice being assertive. Thank you for watching us, and bye-bye.